Hey guys, thanks for coming to the channel. I want to kind of let you guys in on what's getting ready to happen here. You can see it. I put a short out a couple weeks ago about, bass boats and what's happening with them, and a good time to buy a used boat is probably coming up. So let's kind of show you a little bit here. I'm going to give you a little couple clips off of my computer and some advertising pages on exactly what's happening in both the boating, and you need a truck to pull your boat too, and the trucking industry right now. And then after I show you these clips, I'm going to tell you why it's happening and what you should do about it. So you notice this ad here in the February issue of Bassmaster magazine, and it's for Ranger boats. And if you'll notice, the top interest rate, 5.99%, is for remaining 2023 models. So now we're 2 months into the next year, and they haven't even sold their inventory from last year. And the first thing they do so they don't lose any money is they lower the interest rate. The standard interest rate for a boat loan right now starts at 7.5%. Starts. That depends on your credit. Now here they're advertising 6.99 for new boats and 5.99 for new boats from last year. So that's what they'll do first before they start slashing the prices, which is coming next. So here it is, February 22nd. And here we have, and it's not just here, it's every dealer around here, 2023 trucks. Here it is 2 months into 2024. And if you'll notice, $11,000 off now, factory rebate for these vehicles. And guess what? That number is going to go higher. Why? Because every dealer lot around has got a handful, at least depending on the size of the dealer, of 2023 models, especially the higher priced trucks. But there's also even 2023 work trucks that are not even being sold from last year yet. So you're seeing these rebates, you're going to see interest rate slashes, then you're going to see price cuts. It's coming, folks. So let's look at used boats. Price cut, 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 price cut. You see what's happening? So what's happening? What's happening is what we call supply and demand. And supply and demand is driven by available money in the economy. Well, all this started back in 2020. When the United States government decided to print $2.7 trillion of money that wasn't backed up by any value or any service. They printed $2.7 trillion and threw it into our economy and called it COVID relief money. Or what's the other word to use for it, about the Inflation Reduction Act? Well, it wasn't an Inflation Reduction Act. It was actually an Inflation Creation Act. Because when you add money to the economy, you devalue your dollar. In other words, if you got 10 people and they got $10, that money's worth $1 per person. If you got 10 people and $20, that dollar's only worth 50 cents per person. You understand? So that's what's happening. And the ramifications of it are coming home. Because what happened is a lot of these businesses and companies and even individuals took COVID relief money to the tune of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and some businesses even millions of dollars in COVID relief money that was tax-free, that it didn't have to pay back to the government. So now they got a bunch of extra money, and what's all this extra money do? Well, it's burning a hole in their pocket, so they want to spend it. So they go out and start buying cars, trucks, boats, houses, properties, and all kinds of things. And it drove the economy up, 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 and along with it, inflation up, 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 but it's not based on value in the economy. So it just devalued or made things cost more for you and me. So now, guess what? That money has run out. That money has been spent. And now that that money has been spent, guess what? They don't have money to spend on anymore. Trucks, boats, cars, houses, property, big ticket items. So there's got to be an adjustment. Some people call it a recession. Some people call it a depression. Some people call it just, a correction in the economy. And everybody's going to have to pay. So what you thought you were getting with COVID relief money or the Inflation Reduction Act was really just a two-headed dragon that was going to come back later and bite you in the rear. And that's what it's doing now. But if you were not one that partook in that and bought a $110,000 boat at the top of the market, then what's happening now for you is probably this year, the boating season, the buying boating season is coming up. Motors and boats are sold more from now till April than any other time of the year. So we're going to see by April what's happening in the boating industry. Excuse me. And what I think is going to happen is we're already seeing tales of it. I showed you the clips. Interest rates are going down first. They're cutting out dealer preps. They're slashing prices on used boats. New boats are probably, the prices are going to start going down on them too once they figure out that they can't even sell them with lower interest rates now. So they're going to have to actually cut the prices. And if you can hold on and wait just a little while longer till this correction comes into place, then you may be able to capitalize on it and get some really good deals, especially on used boats. The dealers, most of those cut prices that I showed you were from dealers because they're recognizing what's going on, where somebody had just one boat maybe doesn't recognize that there's something going on. They just think, well, their boat's not selling. So that's what's happening. That's why it's happening. It's it's not bottom. It's going to bottom out at some time here, probably, this year or next year. But the good thing for the buyers is you're going to be able to find some deals. The bad thing for the sellers is, guess what? You ain't going to get what you think you're going to get for your product when you try to sell it, whether it's new or used. And some of you guys, you may even end up upside down on your boats where you can't sell it for what you got into it, after a down payment even. So it's not a good situation. The government is incompetent. They're taking your money and destroying our economy. Sorry, I don't want to get political about it, but that's what's happening because it's affecting you, the bass fishermen, the boat owners, and the truck owners. So take this to heart. This is what's going on. If you don't like it, complain to your state representatives about printing funny money in the future. You think you benefited from it in the beginning, but it's going to come back and bite you in the rear in the end. That's the way it works. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.